तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय
तत्सतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय.
सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्वी नावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्यो मामृतङ्गमय. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Good afternoon. Young people working on weekends also. No holiday. Neither you have a holiday nor we have a holiday. One of our Swamis now is in Chandigarh. He used to say, on weekdays we are active, on weekends we are overactive. So your condition and our condition is more or less same. So we also don't get a holiday. So of course we love to do that because we work for society. You get so much of energy when you work for this. So please see page number 90 for today's quote. The second quote in the page. That society is the greatest, where the highest truths are made practical. That is my opinion. And if society is not fit for the highest truths, make it so. And the sooner, the better. That society is the greatest, where the highest truths are made practical. What is the highest truth? To know yourself, to know God, that is the highest truth. So if the society is not conducive, or is not fit, society is not ready to help you in that direction, that's a very poor society. So, for example, Western societies, if we just see, of course, today India also is like that only, where we have to work 16 hours a day and almost 360 days just to make both ends meet. Then we are practically left with very little time, to think and to reflect and to ponder on the deeper mystery of life. You see, strangely, all the inventions that we have, done, all the material development that has taken places, there's so much of time we have invested in the direction, but all with the intention of having more leisure at our disposal. But somehow, actually, the modern man doesn't have much leisure. Swamiji says, without leisure, no intellectual and spiritual development can be had. So that's very important that you find leisure for yourself, because then only you will think and reflect on the nature of existence. Today, the existential issues are bothering people. Why am I here the way I am? What is actually, the ultimate meaning of life, purpose of life? So, our rishis, our sages, our forefathers were very clear. So, the purpose of life is to know the truth. So, beyond this diversity, beyond this world of dualities, there is that undifferentiated truth. That is our real nature. We have, as it were, fallen from that real nature, and we have to regain our real nature. Okay, we're all actually kings who have lost his kingdom, right? And we have to regain our kingdom. So that is the language used there. So, how to attain to that state of oneness, which actually makes us completely fulfilled? So, you have to conquer polarities. You have to conquer the mind. Human mind is made up of polarities, pairs of opposites, likes and dislikes. So, why should we conquer? Because beyond the mind, actually, it's the mind which is creating this duality. Once you conquer the mind, you experience that undifferentiated oneness. That is the truth. That is immortality. How to do that? So it's very important, if today's generation, if you look at, most of the people have very strong likes and dislikes. All the suffering that comes to human being, it comes because of this. You have strong likes and dislikes you are not supposed to have. You should not divide the world, because this world are actually created by the one Lord, and so everything has purpose and meaning. The only difference is, Swamiji, then I will see so much of differentiation. There are good people and bad people in the society. But you can't have such an absolute classification, the difference between a good person and bad person. Let us say actually a selfish individual and unselfish individual. I ask you to love a selfish individual, you won't be able to love, right? So it's easy to love an unselfish individual. If I ask you to love a selfish individual, you will find it difficult. But that differentiation actually is not real, it's only apparent. The difference between a selfish individual and unselfish individual is only in the degree of manifestation of the truth. Even the unselfish individual also is trying to manifest the divine, but he doesn't have enough strength. That's why he's manifesting less. There is a 10-watt bulb, there is a 100-watt bulb. What is the difference between the two? Intensity of light, right? 10-watt bulb and 100-watt bulb. An unselfish individual, let us say a 100-watt bulb. A selfish individual is a 10-watt bulb. So the expression of the divine is less in that individual. So what we do is, this is a selfish individual, this is a bad guy. What happens when you consider somebody as a bad individual? You generate negative emotion. You hate the individual. You won't be able to love the individual. You look down upon the individual. So you get affected. Your peace gets affected. So that's why don't divide the world into black and white. There is a Upanishad by name Ishavasya Upanishad. The first statement, the first mantra is Ishavasya Midam Sarvam. Superimpose God on everything you see. That's the meaning of the statement. Superimpose God on everything you see in this universe. So then you will not have strong likes and dislikes. Then you will have no problem actually. You will be able to get along with everybody. Okay? You will love actually selfish individual more rather. Why? Because you pity the individual. Okay? You won't hate the individual, you pity the individual because he is expressing the divine less. He doesn't know actually, by being selfish, by identifying himself with the physical body, and he wants to enjoy more of this, physical comfort, and that's the reason he becomes selfish, and he wants to grow at the expense of others. In the process actually, he is going away from the truth. And that's why he will become an object of pity for you, but never an object of condemnation. Okay? Then you will be able to show pity and you will be able to love that individual also. That's why don't have strong likes and dislikes. The problem with this generation is because this minimum understanding is not there. This is bad, this is good. And you just see children also. I don't like means I don't like. That's all. But you can't have, because it's also God. The lesser manifestation may be, but you're not supposed to have such strong likes and dislikes. If you have, you won't be able to control the mind. You won't be able to control your emotions. They will turn bad, they will turn bitter. Only negative emotions will be generated, more of envy, hatred, jealousy. If you really want to have positive emotions like kindness, compassion and love, which will help you to generate positive thought in turn. Because when the emotion is positive, let us say you have a lot of love in your heart, naturally your thought will be positive. Then you will have more concentration. Then it becomes easy for you to acquire skills. And you have concentration, because concentration and skill is connected, right? Because we have only one instrument, namely the mind. How positive, how well trained it is, on that depends how quickly you gain your skill, maybe language or something else. That's the reason it is important that you have this fundamental understanding in life that everything is God in this universe. So superimpose God on everything you see. There's only, if you want to classify, the only classification that is permitted is lesser manifestation, higher manifestation. Lesser manifestation, higher manifestation. That is only the difference between human being, and also that is the difference between animal and human being. In animal also the same life principle exists, same divine exists, but animal cannot manifest as much divinity as a human being can manifest. మనం ఎంతైతే దైవత్వాన్ని ప్రకటించగలుగుతామో అంత దైవత్వాన్ని ఒక యానిమల్ ప్రకటించలేదు, ఎందుకంటే ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఆర్గానికలీ ఎండోడ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ ఇట్స్ డివైన్ టు దట్ ఎక్స్టెంట్. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఓన్లీ డిఫరెన్స్. Once you understand this, you will become very kind and compassionate, because the whole world is the same God, expression of the same divine. You don't classify this as bad or good actually. No strong like and dislike. Everything actually you look like, Sakshi. And in that state, you will have the highest experience of life. The mind actually won't, trouble you much, because you have gone beyond the polarities. You case no likes and no strong dislikes. Then you will come closer to the truth. This is the simple law of life. From today onwards, you superimpose God in everything you see. The only classification that you can do is lesser manifestation, higher manifestation, but it is God and God and God alone. Have this understanding, your mind will come under control. Put this into practice, okay? You will have only positive thought in all the circumstances. You will be able to get along with everybody, and you will be able to love all. So that is very important to have this kind of understanding. Thank you. Have a nice afternoon.